and welcome back. Today I'm going to be making a slimline twist pen out of this maple blank that I cut a little while ago from one of the local trees. Pretty. Should have some really neat coloring on the inside. I'm going to walk you through the stabilization process and the turning process. Come on. Why stabilize this piece of wood? Well, it's because it's going to soak resin into the center of the wood so that it strengthens it for one, and so that I can keep the real wood feel and not have to add anything to the outside of the wood to finish it. This resin is called cactus juice. I already have some pieces ready to go, and I'm going to add this to it. This isn't the freshest cactus juice, so it's going to tint the wood a little bit darker. And I have my homemade weight here to hold everything under. And it appears that I need a little bit more added. So from here we put it into our vacuum chamber. And now we let it soak until the bubbles die down. The bubbles mean that the resin's being soaked into the wood. Alright, it's been about 15 minutes. I see the bubbles have stopped, so I'm going to release the pressure, jostle it around, and do it again. And the inspector here would like to take a look at it herself. Basically, I'm just turning the piece of wood so that the same side is no longer up. Alright, bubbles have stopped. Looks like it's time to come out. I put gloves on because I always wear gloves to handle this stuff. Okay, it's because I have open wounds on my fingers, and well, this is a video, so I'm going to be safe. Let the pressure out. So next we're going to wrap it in aluminum foil, and we're going to put it in the toaster oven at 180 degrees for about 2 hours to cure the resin. I'll see you in 2 hours. Okay, it has been 2 hours. We're gonna let this cool off a little bit, take it out and unwrap it. Okay, when you're baking this, you want to make sure that you have a tray underneath it, because this does leak a little bit. You can see underneath. You don't want that on the elements. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is just take off the excess resin, and this is just going to be for drilling purposes. Now I'm going to take this piece, I'm going to split it in half. It's about 5 inches, so I'm going to cut it to 2.5, which is more than enough than what I need for the 2 sides of the pen. Okay, for the drilling, I'm going to mark the center, and then I'm going to put it into the vise. Now, the holes don't have to be perfect, but it helps in lining up the grain when you're done. Okay, we have 2 7mm holes drilled. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to put the tubes into the wood. And this is just a kit that I bought on Amazon. Legacy Slimline gunmetal. We're going to scuff the tubes up a little bit, just to give it a little bit of extra hold with the glue. It's a super fine sandpaper, you don't have to go real deep with your grooves. I believe this is a 1000 grit. I'm using the medium Starbond glue. It's a CA glue, so it will have an instant hold. Put a few beads going down the edge. We're going to start with this side because this is going to be the scrap side. Twist it in, coat the inside, and flip it around. Insert it the rest of the way. We're doing it this way because we want to match this end with this end. Same thing over here. And we're going to hit it with some accelerator. I still give it a few minutes, but it's ready to go on the lathe now, after we trim it. Like I said, I'm going to trim these down. This is a barrel trimmer. You don't necessarily need this. You can use a belt sander and make sure that you're sanding nice and straight, or this. It's a luxury. It helps keep everything nice and even. Now, I will knock off the ends here with the belt sander, but you can see it now goes right to the end of the tubes. Okay, time to put these on the lathe. This is the mandrel. Got the bushings here for it. And these are the ends that we're going to match up. And we'll get an extra one. Nice and snug, but you don't want to over tighten either. I'm going to be turning this whole thing down with one tip. That should be fine for the entire project. Now that I have it this far, I'm going to decide which end I want to point. And I think the point's going to be down here. to start off dry sanding, and then I'm going to move on to wet sanding. Because this is stabilized, we can treat this like it's resin. For this one, I'm going to go up to 1,000 grit sanding. I'm going to spin it at a high speed and get it nice and warm so that I can burn off any of the moisture in there, and then I'm going to hit it with some of the Yorkshire grit and put the finish on. This is going to be the first round. That looks pretty good, but I'm still going to hit it with a microfine abrasive. And now it's time for assembly. Now each of these kits come with the pen refill, the clip, the end cap, the center ring, and the tip, and the twist mechanism. I usually start with the end cap and the clip. Carefully press it most of the way in, and then decide where I want the clip to be. We're going to put it in the dark area. Next I'll move to the tip piece. This one likes to wobble sometimes. Now the twist mechanism. This generally goes to right about the little marking there, but I leave a little bit of room. I insert it and find out how far out it's going to come, because each of these seem to be a little bit different. I like that length. Put the center piece in. And the cap. And we have a pen. So this is my way of turning a pen, my favorite way of turning a pen. There's a lot of different styles out there. I hope you liked this video. If you did, click like, subscribe. Hope to have a whole lot more coming for you.